What is chirpin, my peeps? Call me Peeps here for a pretty interesting video of sorts. So, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon has now officially been confirmed and announced. It basically was yesterday. If you didn't hear, yesterday Pokemon Sun and Moon got officially trademarked and all that by Nintendo. And normally Nintendo does that all the time, trademarks names that they're not going to use, And it's not just Nintendo, a lot of companies do it. But the difference here is that Nintendo, usually when they trademark a Pokemon name and a Pokemon title, they don't throw logos with it. So that's why yesterday everyone was freaking out, because they actually had logos attached to these trademarks. So today was Nintendo Direct. They officially announced it. I did not watch it live. It was too early in the morning for me. So I'm just going to show you some screenshots and we'll talk about the trailer. We'll talk about what we saw, what I saw, what maybe other people will think, and yeah. So, to begin here, we just have this basic Pikachu logo that they've been using all year so far for the 20th anniversary. Celebrating 20 years. It's been 20 years of Pokemon. That's kind of crazy. And if you look at how Pokemon's evolved, from first gen all the way up to 6th gen and, now potential 7th gen or 6.5, whatever Sun and Moon is, we have no details on that yet. But one thing I really liked is at the end of the trailer, they had this real big build up. They didn't officially announce Sun and Moon until the end of the trailer. The first, minute or so of the trailer was them talking about these original games, going over the years of Pokemon and talking about the limitations that the software, hardware had and all that and stuff, so it was cool. So at the end, when they were finally building up to announce Sun and Moon, they did this thing where they were they showed little snippets of each game, and they slowly built it up. They said they showed a snippet. For instance, they showed a snippet of Fire Red and Pokemon Green, just one of the games, obviously, but they showed a snippet of it, just the main games. They didn't do remakes or anything, just the main series Pokemon games, which would make me believe this is 7th gen, because if they were, well, did they show Heart Gold and Soul Silver or just Gold and Silver? Because I believe this is 7th gen. Thinking about it now, I didn't really notice this before, but thinking about it now, talking, here, it's I'll talk about it towards the end of the video. Okay, well, let's not get distracted. So, anyways, doing 1996, and then they showed a little second or two snippet of just a character running from the left to right, and they did this with all of them, but they went 1996, and they had the Fire Red, Leaf Green Japanese logos, bottom of the screen, the text, and they did that all the way through 1999, and it was it was really cool to watch the trailer live, not live, but watch the trailer. Not really live. What I meant by that was, actually watch it, not just screenshots and stuff, but that's the other thing. All these screenshots, I just watched the trailer and took myself. They're probably going to look a lot similar to other people's, but just saying, I took these ones myself. I went through the effort. It wasn't that hard. But, 1999, they showed Gold and Silver. 2002, Ruby, Sapphire. Oh, Brandon, hello there. 2006, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Which, it's, I think this is the only one that they used the girl sprite too, which is kind of weird. Oh, no, they did in this one. 2010. You had Black and White, which I just played on my channel. I played Pokemon White Randomizer Nuzlocke. Go check it out. I'm promoting myself on my own channel. Anarchy. Anyways, but Black and White. Then they went 2013, and you had X and Y. And then they bring up this 2016, just black screen, giant white letters, or the numbers, I should say, 2016, and then we got the official artwork for Sun and Moon. Not artwork, but we got official logos, which are the same ones that got trademarked, but I'm going to show that at the end of the video. That's how I want to end the videos, with that, so, ooh, I know. Oh, that's the other, I forgot, I should have mentioned all this earlier, but all these screenshots are in chronological order of the trailer, except for the Sun and Moon art that's going to be at the very end, the last picture. That would come right after this one, but other than that, everything's in chronological. Anyway, so, moving on with the trailer, you have them drawing Pikachu, because Pikachu's the face of Pokemon, the huge Pokemon face, so This is really nothing too exciting, but it's just kind of interesting that Pikachu would be... I guess it's not even interesting. Maybe it's kind of dull that they would show Pikachu in this. I don't know. Anyways, there's Pikachu. Next, you have these 3 Poke-type buildings. Now, in my opinion, I think that this is going to be the Pokemon Gym, the Pokemon Center, and the Pokemart. Now, it very well could just be, 2 buildings, and the bottom is just like a different view of the same building. But for sure it's 2 different buildings, because if you look at the tops, on the bottom 2 there's the blue top and, words on the right one, none on the left. So who knows if that means 2 buildings or not, I don't know, whatever. But on the top there's not that blue thing, it's like an actual, like, is that like supposed to be a Pokeball logo or something? I think that's what it's like supposed to be. So, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that the top one might be like the Pokemon Gym. And then the bottom one could be the Pokemart and Poke Center. Unless they combine them into one, then it'd just be the back and front of the Poke Center / Mart. But for sure, I think that these are 2 different buildings. Just because if you look at the tops, I mean... Someone also... I was watching other speculation videos, and someone said that this very well could just be... like maybe the bottom, well, I don't know. Like somebody said this could be the special, because in a lot of Pokemon games they have like the one Pokemart that's different, that stands out, that's like really fancy. And that could very well be the case here. But it's like I said, if you look at the tops, for sure there's 2 different buildings here, the top and the bottom. But I'm thinking there's 3, just because there's words and like the yellow thing on the right, on the bottom right, and then on the bottom left there's nothing. And then it's, I don't know if it's just like dirty in the picture, like, but that Poke Center, I don't know. It's very, very interesting here. It's like all this Poke Center stuff. As far as what I officially believe, I think these are 3 different buildings: the Poke Center, Pokemart, and Pokemon Gym. I'm not 100% set on that top one being the gym, but it very well could. Like, I just don't really know what else it would be. But, whatever. So if we jump into the next image here, we get... This one is kind of interesting because there's a lot of Pokemon cars here. You see trucks on the top. You see a green truck, you look at the top right image, a red truck, and like a white / beige colored truck. Then you have this yellow truck, and then you have like these ambulance type trucks. Like these trucks on the bottom right, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be ambulances. So, there's like... And if you look, you can see Blastoise like riding in the trucks and stuff, and it's very interesting because it's like, is this game going to take Pokemon and human integration of being the same society further? Because in the Pokemon anime, they use Blastoise and the Squirtle Squad and stuff to put out fires and stuff. But you never really see that Pokemon interaction in the game, like the Pokemon being a part of society and helping out and, doing their part. I mean, the only time you really see that is in 3rd gen when is it the Machokes? I think it's the Machokes are helping you, at the very, very beginning of the game, the Machokes are helping you move into Little Root Town. But other than that, it's, it's just, they don't really show too much in the games as, so much as in the anime. But the bottom right, that could be, I guess, like a fire truck, but it looks more like an ambulance to me. The one on the bottom left would be more of the fire truck, it looks like. And, I don't know, it's interesting because cars never really played, like, a huge part in Pokemon games before, so I wonder if we're gonna get, like, very modernized now. I mean, I guess Pokemon games were kind of modernized, but... Like, are we going to have cars integrate into being bigger roles? Because there have been cars in Pokemon games, but they've just sat there, not really done anything. So, I don't know. We'll see. If you look at the very bottom right, you can see Wingull. That doesn't really matter. because you can't see anything in that picture. So anyways, we move on here. You get... Now, we'll talk about the biggest picture here. They actually have a more zoomed in version. So we'll talk about that one in a second here. So looking at these smaller photos, we see like a, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's very weird in the fact that Can I zoom in just so it's easier for me to see? I can. It's kind of blurry, but you know, you look at the top left. It's basically just a car parked. You know, it doesn't look like there's too much there. You know, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on here. You know, there's not really like too much here, but mainly because they're so small, I can't really see too much. But you see like a bunch of rooms. You see a couple rooms. Now, if you look in like the top middle of the picture, I did not mean to do that. That actually works for me though. That's better. But you look in the top middle, and you see the two rooms, and they're different. So some people are speculating maybe room customization or something. I don't want this being a screenshot. Take this back. But you know, it could very well be that. It could be like a room customization type thing. Because I know they had secret base customization before, but never like a room customization. So, you know, it's very interesting. It's just there's not much going on with this picture particularly, but we come into this picture, and this picture is, I mean, they've had big buildings like this in the past, but the thing is, like, what is this building? That's the question. What is this building? Because we have these pictures of all these aquatic Pokemon on the, you know, you can see across the middle of the building going across. There's, what is that, a Spheal, I think, Starmie, you know, the Chinchou. You have the Horsey statue. There's a couple more. If you go back to the other image, you can see, there's also I think that's a Wailmore and then a Seadra, and then the fountain right there is also a Seadra. So, some people have been speculating it's like an aquarium. I don't think that's terrible as a guess, but I mean, we really have no idea what it could be. Everything is speculation at this point anyways, but I mean, it will definitely have something to do with aquatic animals, and if you also look at the flag, there's an octillery. Like, this definitely is going to be very heavily water-based and water-themed, whatever this may be. But again, you know, they've had big buildings like this. I was thinking something like maybe just a Battle Maison, but I don't know why they would stick to specific water types if it was that. I think it will be something aquatic-themed. I just don't know, like, if it's going to be, like, I feel like it's going to be something post-game. It doesn't matter too much. It's just like a cool little, oh, look, come do this real quick or something. But, you know, whatever. And then the interesting thing is, you see the two players, or not players, I think that these two people you see in the picture is going to be the male and female of the game. I think that they are going to be the two main characters that you get to choose from. And the interesting thing is, the guy on the right looks like the guy, I guess there's only one guy, one girl, one guy, that the guy, he looks similar to Ash or even Red. So, I mean, these might not be the characters. I've seen some people say maybe Red or Ash, well, probably not Ash, but maybe Red is going to appear. And I don't know, I still feel like these are the two players, the female and male characters. But again, everything's speculation, so nobody even knows. Although the one thing that throws me off is that she does have a suitcase, so I wonder if your partner is going to be carrying a suitcase all game. If these are the characters, I don't know. And then the final thing is that they showed this design of a Pokemon. We have no idea if it's new, and we have no idea if it's an old one. Now, it seems like a lot of people are split. They're split on this either being a new bird-type Pokemon or this being Fletchling. And honestly, I side with the side of Fletchling because this design is so, like, this just looks like a Fletchling. And some people say, oh, well, it's got, you know, little differences. You know, look at the head shape, I mean, it's a new Pokemon game. We don't know what jumps they're going to make. You know, they might not just copy and paste the old Pokemon models in. They might make minor changes. And to me, this looks like it's going to be a minorly changed Fletchling that's just making it into the game. Because, I mean, they don't necessarily have to show a new Pokemon. It's like at the very beginning when I showed you Pikachu, you know, they weren't showing us necessarily new Pokemon or new arts or concepts of Pokemon. So, I do think that this could very well be a Fletchling. And there's another image that you see the colors, and it looks like a Fletchling's color. You know, like the color scheme is the same as Fletchling's. So, it's Fletchling it's Fletchling, Fletchinder. Okay, I almost thought Fletchinder was the baby form. No. Anyways, but you look at the colors, very similar to Fletchling. I personally think this is Fletchling, but until we see more, we will not know. You know, it could be a new, like one of the starter bird Pokemon that you find on the first route to the game or whatever, but I just think it's Fletchling, and I think they're just showing it off just to, maybe it's the only Pokemon they've been working on. Maybe it's to show that the Pokemon might not necessarily look the exact same as the previous gen or gens, so I don't know. And then finally, like I said, in chronological order, this wouldn't come here, but you have Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. The logos, they come up again at the end here, and they're beautiful. It's, so real quick, before we talk about, like, the actual logo, and talk about, bring everything together and talk about the logo. Now, I think this is 7th gen because, like, a lot of people are saying, for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, for Fire Red and Leaf Green, for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Confusing myself. Anyways, for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you made it, it was like a 2.5 generation, they had a whole new region, but then you went back to Kanto, and you went back to Kanto and did all this stuff and stuff. I guess technically in Gold and Silver you did that, but a lot of people are comparing it more to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and the reason I think this is 7th gen is because what they showed, they did not show any remakes. Okay, keep that in mind. When they were doing their count up, their years, 1996, 1999, whatever, they were showing but original games only, okay? They were showing only the introduction to each generation. 1996 introduced first gen with Pokemon Red and Blue. 1999 introduced second gen with Gold and Silver. 2002, Ruby and Emerald, or Ruby and Sapphire. Sorry, Emerald's the third connecting game. 2006, Diamond and Pearl. 2010, Black and White. 2013, X and Y. They did not show Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Okay, they did not show any of the remakes, Black 2, White 2. They did not show anything except the introduction to each generation. Okay, only the main title games that we consider the start of the generation and like the main part of the generation. So that's why I'm thinking that Sun and Moon is going to be a new generation. Now, again, we don't know. It still could very well be, like a 6.5, I guess, to go to Kalos. But, I think that they would, if they were going to do that, they're better off just making Pokemon Z. I don't think that they should do a Black 2, White 2 and go revisit the region, rearrange it, and all that. I don't know. I also don't see them doing that with these Pokemon names. A lot of people want to go back to Kalos, but in my opinion, just Kalos is dead with what we've seen. I think it'd be cool to revisit Kalos, but, with Black 2, White 2, with Black 2, White 2, you went back to the same region, but it's the same game name, just with the number 2, so, I don't know. I mean, I guess Gold and Silver, you went and revisited Kanto again, but, I don't know. I think that this is going to be different from Kalos. 7th gen, I think, is here, and, in recent years, you can see, for the most part, there was only 2 generations that had 4-year gaps. After that, it was 3-year gaps. 1999 to 1996, that's a 3-year gap for main gen. 1999 to 2002, that's a main gap for gen. And then 2002 to 2006, that's 4 years. 2006 to 2010, that's 4 years. But then 2010 to 2013, so generally around 3 years is when they would have the next main Pokemon game come out. So I think that this is done with Kalos. I think that if they're going to revisit Kalos, they're going to make a different game for it. It's not going to be this one. I think that they should stay away from Kalos with Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon should be its own thing, and they should just get it off there. There we go. So, yeah. I was just thinking, if you made it this far, thanks for watching this far, but these aren't, well, actually, no, these aren't chronological order. Never mind. Anyways, so Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon here. Now, personally, I love the Moon. I do not like the Sun. I wouldn't say I hate the Sun. I just love nighttime. I love the darkness. I love the moonlight. I love the moon so much more. So more likely than not, unless the legendary sucks that bad, I'm going to get Pokemon Moon. Although, if they have the bundle like they did with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that the bundle, you buy both of them and you get like the 200 potions or whatever. If they do something like that, maybe I'll get them both. Because with my Best Buy membership, the $80 it'd go down to like 60 or something. So, for sure I'm probably going to get Pokemon Moon though. However, I will say, we have the official artworks here. The Pokemon Sun artwork does not look bad. I really like how they had first of all, the backgrounds. Pokemon Moon, you got like the blue, more like moonlit, darker tone. If you look in the background of the logo, and then it's contrasted with the Pokemon Sun on the left side, where you have the background is like very bright, very orange, reddish. And then the logos, are the same way. And then right in the middle, they just kind of mesh and, fade into each other. That's very cool. I like the background here. And Pokemon Sun, I think that you can see a little picture inside the logo, like in between Pokemon and Sun, in between the words. And I think that's very cool. It's a very good color. I think that looks really good. But Pokemon Moon, just to me, looks so much better. It could just be because I'm biased towards the Moon. I love the Moon so much more than the Sun. But, like, the purple and, like, it looks like it's the atmosphere. It looks so good. And then, you have Sun, which just looks like one color. And you have Moon. You have, like, a lighter blue and a darker blue. The Sun, I think you can, if you look, the Moon, you can see the curvature in the word Moon a lot easier. If you look for the same thing on the Sun, you can kind of see it, but it doesn't, it's not like a different color. So I like that the Moon, I don't know, I'm just being so biased towards the Moon. And then you see the Moon here. It's the logo, obviously it's going to look like a moon, but the logo looks like a moon, and then the ball in the middle looks like a piece of the moon. The outside that you can see the hole was taken out and put there. It's kind of cool. It looks like a spaceship to me, like one of those alien spaceships or something. But, it's very cool. The Sun, it's pretty cool. It's just kind of like a generic sun, though, a circle ball, and then I guess the Moon is very generic, too. It's just a literal moon shape. Just take a piece of it and move it towards the middle. I don't know, but very cool. Definitely not what I had expected. I'm excited, though. Yesterday when all these news came out, I did not get excited until the Nintendo Direct. I woke up and Pokemon news all over the internet. So I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think about all these trailers, these screenshots, Let me know if you agree with some of the things I said, what you disagreed with, what you think. Let's have a conversation in the comments about this. What game are you going to be getting? Are you going to be getting both or just one? I'm really hoping that the Pokemon, I hope the potential for the legendaries here is so good, not just in Moon, but in both games. Because Cresselia and Darkrai, I guess they weren't like the Sun and Moon, but like Cresselia for Moon, like if they can pull another Cresselia type, majestic, beautiful Pokemon for Moon, and then for like the Sun, like here's the thing, I would want the Moon Pokemon, out of current Pokemon now, I want the Moon Pokemon to be Cresselia, and the Sun, I don't know, I'm thinking like Ho-Oh might work, or it's not really like too many. Groudon would work, but that would be kind of like a, I don't know, because Groudon does bring the intense sun. I think Groudon and Cresselia would work best as current Pokemon legendaries to throw into these games. But so I would say personally, I would like the Pokemon in Pokemon Sun to resemble something like Groudon. Not necessarily like in design, but just like something like to the same effect that Groudon has. The same effect of what that Pokemon did, or like how well it fits the game or whatever. But And then Pokemon Moon, I would want something like Cresselia, something beautiful, something majestic, something mysterious and, kind of stealthily creepy dark, But, that is it for me, though. I hope you guys enjoyed my little analysis and trailer. Definitely went on longer than I wanted it to, but I had a lot to say. A good trailer, I will try and stay up to date on all these Pokemon news, If you enjoyed, please leave a like and follow, and, watch my other stuff. If you don't, that's okay. If you watch this video, I would just appreciate a like, and I appreciate you getting to the end here. But again, let's have conversation in the comments section. And we have Pokemon Moon here, Pokemon Sun. Which game are you gonna get? Which game do you want? I don't know. There's not much we can say about them. But which game, based on these logos and your personal preference and what we've seen so far, would you want? Again, for me, it's Pokemon Moon, but if they do another, both game deal, I might get it because, whatever. But that is it for me. I will go ahead and see you guys in whatever comes next. Peeps out.